Am I the idiot for refusing to attend my sister's wedding? I, 27, male, have a twin sister, F27. For as long as I can remember, my sister and I have always been close and had each other's backs. When she came out as gay, I was the first one she told. I supported her wholeheartedly. 3 years ago, I was engaged to my then girlfriend, Julie. We had met in college and became fast friends, eventually becoming a couple. I proposed to Julie and she said yes. Everything seemed fine, until I noticed that Julie had started to be a little more distant with me. Not giving me a cold shoulder or anything, but off. I asked her if she was okay. She said she's fine, but would like some space for a while. I was worried, but I respected her wishes and gave her space. A few weeks later, she broke up with me. I was devastated and didn't know what happened. I reached out to my sister for support, and she was there for me. She and Julie had gotten along really well, so I asked her if she knew what happened. She was hesitant, but said yes. I asked to explain, and she said it's not her place to tell me. I kept pushing, but my sister stood her ground and said that she can't say why and Julie will tell me when and if she's ready. Well, she did. Turns out Julie was bisexual but thought it was just passing feelings. She'd never been with a girl before. She spoke to my sister about it, and my sister helped her realize her true sexuality and feelings. Her words. Julie told me that it wouldn't be fair to either of us if she didn't embrace her true self and the fact that she no longer had the same feelings for me she had before. I was stunned, but eventually accepted it. We parted on good terms, even if it was awkward. I was heartbroken, but eventually moved on, didn't start dating or want to for a while. Then, one day, I found out Julie had started dating another girl, my sister. I was shocked and admittedly, a bit angry at both of them. I had an argument with my sister. My sister swore they didn't do anything while she was with me, but Julie had admitted she had a crush on my sister. My sister liked her back, but didn't do anything because of me. She swore she didn't make Julie dump me to be with her. The sad part was, I could tell she was telling the truth. After that, my relationship with my sister wasn't as great as it used to be. I stopped talking to her as much or visiting. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, and my sister comes over alone and tells me that she and Julie are engaged, and she was here to invite me to the wedding. The rest of the conversation was a blur, but after she left, I drank. A lot. And after thinking about it for a few days, I told my sister I wouldn't be attending her wedding. She was heartbroken and begged me to come, because she wanted me there. Even my mom called me, asking me to come. I told her no. Regardless, I refused to go. I just can't stand having to be there in the crowd and see my sister marry the woman I had planned to marry. Maybe I'm just holding a grudge. Am I the idiot? Edit. Thank you everyone for your responses. Even if I didn't respond to all of them, I have read all of them. I've decided to not attend the wedding. While part of me is still hurt, the truth of the matter is that my sister was more than just a twin, she was my best friend since birth. And right now, I can't bring myself to cut her off completely. For now, I'm going low contact and I'll be looking at taking a trip to Vancouver during the time of the wedding. Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. It's bad enough she's with your ex, but to know how it affected you and still asked you to come to the wedding is insane. I don't understand how she thought that interaction was going to go. In what universe were you supposed to graciously accept that invitation? Comment 2. Not the idiot. Your engagement broke down only 3 years ago. To be expected to watch your ex-fiancé walk down the aisle to anyone else, especially your sibling, so soon is a definite no. You do not need to disguise the hurt you feel for the benefit of someone who honestly does not care about your feelings. Now for the update. Hey everyone, the wedding was last weekend and, as I said in an edit, I took a trip to Vancouver. I disconnected from everyone and just enjoyed the beautiful Canadian city. Before going, I called my sister and told her that I wasn't coming. I figured I owed my twin that much. She was upset, but she surprisingly agreed with my decision. I told my parents, and they told me they understood. So, I left last Friday and came back this Monday. From what I heard, many people asked about me, but the wedding went off without a hitch. While I was there, I decided that, despite everything, I loved my sister and still wanted a relationship with her. So when I came home on Monday, I drove straight to her place. Luckily, my ex was asleep and they weren't leaving for their honeymoon until Tuesday. I took my sister to a local cafe we loved as kids and talked. I explained to her my feelings and even showed her the post I made and all your comments. She started crying and apologizing for hurting me and being an awful twin. She asked me if I was planning to go no contact with her. I told her no, and I didn't expect her to leave her now wife for my sake. But I also told her to not expect me around as much. At least for now. I'm gonna start counseling, as many of you suggested. I told her this and she started apologizing again, saying she never meant to push me this far and she would have left my ex a long time ago if I had told her how much it bothered me. She assumed since I didn't, that I was okay with it. I told her straight up that love works in some odd ways, and while I understand she fell in love, I couldn't have the same relationship with her as we used to. That we'd have to work on it. We ended the conversation on a tense, but also optimistic note. When I dropped her home, she wrapped me in a hug and just held me for a long time. Then she broke apart, gave me a sad smile, and went inside. She left for her honeymoon on Tuesday and I started my counseling on Thursday, which I feel went well. Just want to say again, thank you to everyone that commented and DM'd me after my first post. Comment 1. She's trying to lay the blame on you for not speaking up. You didn't ask her not to sleep with your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, so it's your fault. The hysterics are a bit surprising. Did she not expect lifelong consequences from her actions? Or is she just surprised you're standing up for yourself? I still believe that they cheated while OP was still in the relationship. Physical, emotional, either or. Either way, good luck. Yeah, distance and therapy is the best solution. Life's too short to be a doormat. Don't let it define your life. Your sister and your ex showed that they were not good people all along. Find someone better and build a life with them. Comment 2. You're the idiot. What a melodrama you've concocted. Let's get real here. You got dumped 3 years ago. 3 years. Julie decided she didn't love you anymore, and it's high time you accepted that. She didn't cheat on you with your sister. They weren't sneaking around behind your back. Your sister stood by you during your breakup, which you admitted was an amicable one. Then, after everything was settled, Julie and your sister found happiness together. They didn't owe you an explanation or an apology. What they did owe you, and gave you, was honesty about their relationship. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not changing our wedding rule for my future sister-in-law? My fiancé, male 36, and I, female 34, are getting married in 3 weeks and for the most part, planning has been simple and easy. We're having a smallish wedding in a local hotel with 50 guests. Everything is being held on site. The ceremony, the dinner and the reception are all taking place in the one hotel. My fiancé and I decided early on that we wanted the reception to be child-free. Children are welcome at the ceremony and the early dinner we're having, but not for the party afterwards. I myself have a 10-year-old son who will be there for the ceremony and meal but not the reception. The issue is with my fiancé's sister, Lisa, 38F. She has a daughter, Chloe, female 11, and has started insisting that Chloe be at the reception. Lisa is the only girl in a family of 5 children, and due to this, she has rarely been told no, even into adulthood. My fiancé and I have been firm on the stance that no children would be allowed in the reception, and she is fully aware of the on-site childcare. We have booked a separate room in the hotel especially for this purpose. However, she is adamant that Chloe stay with her. If it was just me and my fiancé, it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. We can handle her. However, she has begun hounding my future mother-in-law, whom I get on with really well, and has even begun messaging my mother on Facebook to try and get them to convince the two of us to let Chloe be at the reception. This is not okay with me or with my fiancé. Neither one of our mothers are in the best of health, and they don't need the stress. She either doesn't realize or doesn't care that if we allow her daughter to attend the reception, we have to allow all the children to attend, and we wanted to allow the parents to have a fun time in the evening. Even my son isn't going to be at the reception. We don't see them often. However, last Sunday, we were all at my future in-laws for lunch, and so the kids could see each other, and she decided to bring it up. She decided it would be a good idea to try and corner me in the kitchen, to try and change my mind. Once again, I reiterated that there would be no children at the reception, and well, this didn't go down well. I swear, she was close to throwing a grown-up tantrum. I've never seen anything like it before. I just told her that the little ones in the other room were better behaved than she was and to grow the hell up, and walked around her back to the others. Her tantrum didn't stop. After this scene, my future mother-in-law asked if we would be willing to bend the rules we have for the reception for Lisa, but the two of us were still firm on that. No. Usually, I would just stick it out and not care, and if she hadn't started getting other family members involved, but now that she has, it's beginning to stress me out. I don't think that we're being unreasonable with our request for no children at the reception, but I don't know if I can handle this for another 3 weeks. Am I the idiot for sticking to our child-free reception rule? Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. Tell her if she brings it up one more time she will not be allowed at the wedding. Then the original poster responded with, honestly, I've been leaning towards this. The only reason I haven't is because I know my fiancé wants all of his siblings there. But I can see that it's starting to wear on him as it is on me. We'll definitely be discussing this with him. Comment 2. NTA, stick to your decision, especially considering you arranged babysitting and your child is also not attending. If you give in now, Lisa will keep pulling this act to get her way. I say this as a single mom who missed out on family weddings due to no child rules. I fully understand and support the bride and groom's decision." Then the original poster responded with, "I was also a single mom who had to miss a couple of weddings because of no child rules and not being able to find or afford childcare. My fiancé isn't my son's dad. It sucks, but it's understandable. That's why we arranged for on-site childcare. So parents and family who don't get to see each other often can catch up without having to keep one eye on a child all the time. I won't be giving in. Same rules for all children." Now for the update. Firstly, I want to thank everyone for their insights and advice, and I've had a couple of requests for an update, so here it is. We got married last Saturday and everything went perfectly. Everyone and everything was where it was supposed to be, when it was supposed to be, and if there were any issues, I didn't hear about it. My older sister arrived a week and a half before the wedding, and she's like a miniature tornado when she gets going. She firmly told me not to worry about Lisa and that she would deal with her. I had no doubt about that. Lisa brought up Chloe coming to the reception once again the day after I posted, and my husband, I love seeing that, and I told her that if she tried to bring Chloe in, both of them would be removed. We didn't hear anything more from Lisa following that instance. A few people wondered what Chloe thought about it, and she told us that she thinks adults are boring and she'd rather spend time with her cousins and other kids. So there's that. When my older brothers turned up a few days before the wedding, all of them were laughing about how my sister was doing her guard dog routine with Lisa and wasn't letting her anywhere near either of us or our mothers. My sister is tiny, 4 feet 11 inches and petite, but a powerhouse behind it. It turned out that my sister was the one keeping her at bay, and you can bet she got a very large bottle of wine and thanks. For my husband and I, the day was as close to perfect as it could get. We only found out 2 days later that Lisa had tried to sneak Chloe into the reception and had been intercepted by all of my siblings. I have 6. Well before reaching the hall, and had been told that she could either send Chloe upstairs with the other kids or they could both leave the event completely. Knowing it would make her look bad and she'd never hear the end of it from her family, Lisa sent Chloe upstairs and has been sulking since. There have been a few passive-aggressive Facebook posts which no one seems to care about, but that's about it. So, no epic temper tantrum, no forceful removals of irate sisters, just some words from my terrifying sister, and that was that. Everyone had a good time, and when we went to check on them later, all the kids were passed out in positions that gave me aches and pains just from looking at them, so we know they had fun. I want to thank everyone again for their insight. It was very helpful and set me at ease that we weren't in the wrong for sticking with our rule. Comment 1. Nice to see a good update. I have a feeling that Lisa will be a thorn in your side for a long time to come, and setting up hard boundaries with her is a must. Without those, she'd be happy to walk all over you and your husband. Comment 2. You're the idiot. This is absolutely absurd. A wedding is supposed to be a gathering of loved ones and a celebration of unity. By excluding a child, you're going against the very core of these principles. Lisa has every right to want her child at the reception. What if she wants her daughter to learn about love and togetherness and how a relationship culminates in a beautiful event like this? What's wrong with exposing her to such a wonderful, positive environment? Furthermore, the audacity of hiring on-site childcare, like the children are some sort of burden, is appalling. They are not pets that need to be corralled. They are tiny humans who deserve to experience these moments. And let's not even get started on the traumatic experience you put Chloe through. You banned her from the reception, and when she tried to sneak in, clearly a desperate plea to partake in family bonding, she was intercepted and sent away. Can you imagine the emotional turmoil you put this innocent child through? You should be ashamed. That last comment was hard to read. Some people really do live in their own world. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.